live. You didn't hit the. Oh, there
Oh,
we're
yeah.
live.
Now we're live.
Hi, everybody.
Here.
Oh, well done, Lainey.
Thank you.
It's like trying to fly the space shuttle, pressing all the buttons. Well done.
It's
Oh,
your
that's good.
button now.
Exactly.
Yeah, we explained it in a bad way, so it's our
No,
fault.
you did really well explaining it. Thank you very much. Oh, Jackie, Jacarand, and Anne Fort are here. Hello. How are you both?
Hey.
See you.
And the notification pops, so people
Yes.
can.
Right. Yeah, we're
Everybody's
official.
in now.
Happy New Year to you all, and welcome here to Tarot, Tatts and Tea. So, tonight we're going to be talking about our New Year spreads that we have designed and that we want to share with everybody. Hi, Patrice. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Patrice.
So, when we're ready, who wants to kick off with their tarot spread for 2023? Shall
I
go?
can.
Just like that, we're jumping in.
Gerald?
I'll go because I kept it. I tried to keep it very simple.
Okay.
With the reminder for everybody, this is for entertainment purposes only,
Yeah.
and please remember, science is real.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It sure is.
That's
It
new to
sure
me.
is. Yes. And so here's the layout.
Oh, cool.
Okay. I like it.
And card one is what did I learn in 2022? Card two is what can I celebrate?
Mm.
And card three is what can I look forward to in 2023?
Nice.
Very straightforward.
I like it.
So,
I like a
Thank you.
straightforward spread like that.
That's beautiful, though, because sometimes you just don't have the energy for those big 12 or 13 card spreads at the end of the year. And sometimes, you just need that quick, simple fix. I love it.
yeah, and I believe with something like this, there's always a layer to. You can overcomplicate it. You can create 3 separate piles, and you pick, card one, but then you can also pick a card under it, the bottom of that pile to what do you need to keep in mind, that sort of thing. So, but so that's my very simple 3-card spread. I was scrolling online and I'm like going, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. That's good. So,
Right. And it's a great building block. You could build off that, like you said, so easily. I love it.
absolutely.
Have you used it, Gerald? Have you read for yourself? And is there anything you want to share with us?
I have. Do you want to know my cards? People
Go
in
ahead.
chat, do you want to know my cards?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, absolutely.
mean-
I'm nosy like that, so definitely.
Are you nosy like that,
I
Lainey?
am.
Color me. Oh, wait a minute. Are you really? Here, let me.
Oh, my
Are you
God.
really?
I am.
Ah.
I am.
There you go. Well, so in the what did I learn in 2022? I got the Fool.
Oh,
So I learned how to try to do some new things. Did some new things on my channel, doing some new things in my personal life. And so what I learned in 2022 was the fun aspect of a journey. And remember, it's a journey because I got married in 2022, so that's always good.
Oh, wonderful.
So
Yes.
yes.
Be
So
the one.
Yay.
yep. And then I'm trying to get my lighting good. And then so what can I celebrate is the 3 of Pentacles. I can celebrate the work that I'm doing and the planning that is going on. And while this isn't while this is getting a good foundation of my physical self, it's also a good foundation of my physical environment. And using my planning and actually, follow the blueprint. And Jeffrey's on the other side of the camera, and he says, and collaboration, which I have in the last 6 months. The collaboration on my YouTube has been wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silly me,
So-
I was thinking you're gonna say like us, you know, like, oh, teamwork, few people on YouTube, but no.
People on wait a minute here. People on YouTube, teamwork.
Exactly. Thank you, Robert Gerald.
There you go. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, and congratulations to you and Jeffrey both too so much.
Oh,
I'm so
thank you.
happy for you guys.
thank you. So my card 3 is what can I look forward to in 2023 is the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is it is celebration. It's also a nice container for that creative energy. And in that container, it can grow and grow and grow. So especially for YouTube, there's great opportunities for me to do that. And this is also a reminder to me that sometimes the things that are most valuable take time and patience, and I am not a patient person.
Me neither.
yeah.
So
Plus, you know, it's a reminder to celebrate the anniversary that's gonna come up, you know,
there you go.
with the phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, thank you, Jackie, for putting that in there.
Mm.
So
I'm a very patient person, so that's good.
yes,
that's
you are.
I
Eight
don't know
months,
what
Gerald,
patience.
8 months.
What is that?
For that parcel, but it was worth it. One of the highlights of the year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Can I ask a question, actually, seriously, for a moment? When you pull 3 cards, how do you extract them from the deck? Do you just have the first 3, or do you break them into piles?
I actually, what I do is I put them into 3 piles, and then that way, if I decide to overcomplicate it, I can. And so I'm picking
On the top or the bottom, or split
I
the
picked them. I picked all from the top.
Oh,
pile? Okay.
And if I needed some clarity about them or what was going on, I could very easily pick from the bottom of the deck to go, this is what I'm not seeing, this is hidden. And that is something that I need to remember, or I can bring to support me with that. So and then I can also, you know, let's truly overcomplicate it. I could pick a card from the middle of that pile to supplement that as well. So,
Yeah.
And then if you really want to overcomplicate it, you know, I could pick. Then that way I've taken a 3-card spread into a 6-card spread into a 9-card spread. Then I could put all of those piles together, mix them together, and then lay it out as a Celtic cross.
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Love it.
So thank you for the question, Richie. Did I answer
Thank
your
you for
question?
answering it so well.
So, you're welcome.
Absolutely. I actually like that. I really do like that. It's very simple and very easy to use.
Yeah.
I think
And the thing that I like about when I lay it out as the Celtic cross, I do pay attention to how where the cards are placed. So it's cards 1, 2, and 3 are 1, 2, and 3 of the Celtic cross, and then 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 is that. So is that fun? You know, it's like, ooh, there's the outcome.
I like what Anne said about always keep it simple, and the joy of a 3-card spread is you can adapt it for any reading, any person.
Absolutely. And I also
sorry, I've got another question talking about. So I've got loads of questions today.
Can I just cut you? I do apologize. Has anybody got YouTube open on another screen simply because there's a bit of an echo?
Close.
Is it an echo when I talk?
It was
No, not an echo.
not echo. It was just
There
like
was background talking because Jeffrey was taking a phone call.
oh,
So you all heard that.
okay.
That could be it.
Sorry.
He says sorry.
We don't mind. It's, you know, part of the team, being there to be a team member and everything. So it's okay.
Oh, now Anne's got something up there to complicate things in a 3-card spread. I pull a quint card, sum total of the 3 cards.
Nice.
The corresponding major. Wow, yes.
Oh,
Oh,
I
wow.
like that.
I like
I
that.
like that a lot.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And this 3-card spread could easily be done also. You could oracle, you could lay an oracle
Yeah, it works.
on top of it.
Yeah.
Richie, you were going to ask another question?
Yeah, sorry, I'm not taking over.
Sorry, I have the fireworks.
Does anyone use the Celtic cross that much? Because
Not that much.
I'm
no.
just tend to get very run out of energy when I'm reading with a Celtic cross.
I
find
personally
it
like
very
that.
too much.
Yeah, I like it. I like big spreads, and I love being able to dive into them. But I use large spreads when I have got time to keep it laid out on the table, that it's not disturbing anybody, that I can go back to again and again. And usually those are for more personal readings. When I'm looking at, if I do a full yearly spread for myself, I could have up to 24 cards, 36 cards into it, you know, because it's sort of month by month and 3 cards per month. And so I tend to find that the big spreads, for whatever reason, whether it's because I'm just an absolute nerd or because I'm a book lover, I just love diving into it. Each time I go in, I can get something else from it. And that's why I think my spreads are a little bit too complicated, I think. I actually like your, Joan, I'm going to have to start taking a leaf out of your book to make it simpler, because would you believe the message from my own spread this year was to keep things simple.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, I tend to use like the center part, the main cross part of the Celtic cross more than I use the full thing, because I tend to get more out of that center piece than I do out of the little arms that come. But I do occasionally, you know, if I'm still feeling after that, if I'm not exhausted and I want to dive deeper, I'll go ahead and lay those next 4 out and go through that. But honestly, I haven't done like an actual traditional Celtic cross. God, I don't know how long. It's been forever.
I like a Celtic cross. If I'm reading for someone, if I'm doing personal readings for someone, I will oftentimes start with a Celtic cross just to get an overall big picture feel of what's going on. And then that way, if I'm diving into a specific reading aspect of it, then I am able to relate it to maybe a card in a certain position. It's like, here's the thing that you have to learn about this, and how it relates to that. And sometimes that's why I like to use multiple decks.
Oh yeah, I love
because I can keep that out, and because oftentimes, well, for me, when people I've done readings for, they have something in mind, but they're not sure how to phrase it. And I'm looking, let's just get an overview of what's going on.
Yeah.
And so that helps.
Brilliant. Anybody want to go next with their spread?
I can go. I mean, I don't know if you can show mine. Can you share it? Or
Yes,
because
have you got yours on your screen, Orshi?
No, I sent it to you on Facebook.
Oh, did you? Oh, I apologize. I didn't.
No, it's just because I don't think I can share mine, you know.
If you're using the iPad, you can't.
Yeah, I'm using it.
All right, just give me 2 seconds, Orshi, and I'll get
it's okay. And then someone else can go, you know.
I go next, and then
Yeah.
do that one then. I'm going to share this. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, let's do this one. So hopefully you can see this one, Elaine. Let me just see.
Yeah.
You can pop that one into the.
Thank you.
Yes, so this is my doorway to 2023. 6 cards, and I like a simple spread because I don't like to overcomplicate things. So I think of this the other day. I want a doorway to walk through into the new year. So this is where it comes from, which is why it's 6 cards laid out in a rectangle to represent the doorway. So cards 1 and 2 on the left-hand side represent the past, so the influences of 2022 that maybe you may be carrying with you, or perhaps you even want to leave them behind. It's entirely up to you how you interpret those two cards, but I would read them as a pair. Card number 3 at the bottom is the threshold of the door. You have to step over it, so it's the obstacle that you need to address, get over to get into the new year. Door cards 4 and 5 are the right hand side of the door frame, which is the new year and what the energies of that new year is going to bring to it. And then finally, the top of the door, I think it's called a lintel. It's what's coming down from above, so what divine influence is guiding you throughout the year or helping you into the new year. And I just liked it because I just thought, although it looks 6 cards, it's actually just 4 positions, and I think in my mind's eye, it works quite nicely. Now, I haven't done this spread yet because I like to do my 2023 actually on the 1st of January, so I'm going to be using this one then.
Yeah. Brilliant.
I have a question.
Yes.
When how do you lay those cards out? Similar to what you asked me, because I could see, I could see card 1 from the top, card 2 from the bottom. But how do you plan to do that?
So how would I pick the cards? I would randomly spread them out and pick 6 cards. That's what I tend to do with a card. If I'm doing a spread that's got more than 4 cards in it, I will tend to pull them lay the cards out. But I wouldn't worry too much about the position 1 and 2. One doesn't supersede the other. They're to be read in together, if that makes sense. And I would just do it that way. And I'm very much a person that turns the cards over straight away when I put them down. I don't have them all face down and sort of try to build the suspense of it. No. We're just going to put all 6 cards out, and then we're going to work with them, because that's how you relate perhaps the past and the future together. When you're talking about an obstacle, you need to know where you're going to land when you jump over it. So it works in combination. And also the rectangle is quite a lovely shape. It's got a lot of balance, got a lot of symmetry to it. And it's a very supporting structure in many ways as well. So I kind of felt it was a strong one there. Has that answered the question, Gerald?
It does. It does. Yeah, I like that.
And I'm going to be doing this one tomorrow. I always do it with a cup of coffee when I wake up in the morning on the 1st of January. I'm going to post it on Facebook so you can see what the year is.
Oh, nice.
Oh, sorry, that's gone up prematurely. I do apologise. I thought I was going to get the opportunity to. Oops. Oh, sorry, for I do apologise. We're experimenting with StreamYard as we're getting along.
You're doing very well.
You're doing very well.
Yes.
You're doing very well.
It's stressful to be the host, so we understand.
And we're asking a lot of you as well, lots of technical things as well.
Yeah, and you can see how you don't have to do those pretty backgrounds and stuff like that. If you're like me, you can just sketch it out in on a piece of paper or something like that. And what I was thinking is to go. I like to work with the number that means the year. So there's 7 cards because we're entering the chariot year. So I always like to do that. I don't use numerology most of the time in readings yet, but I always like to do that when I do spreads. So yeah, it's kind of weird. But I was just thinking that we have the option, there's always something that we want to leave behind. I mean, it's a possibility, but we have to work on it. It's not something that will be like, you for sure, all of your problems aren't going to get solved just because the clock hits midnight. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. But if you want to, you can identify something that you want to leave behind. You can look for something that you maybe want to replace it with, and then pull 3 cards to see the steps you need to take. And I would go from left to right, as in like an order for the 5, 6, 7 so that once you achieve the first one, then you can move on to the next one and then to the next one.
Right. And did
That's
you
great.
do your reading, or how did you find your reading went for you?
I didn't do it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow because I did my year ahead I did a Wheel of the Year reading on the 21st of December, so I have mine, and I think it works better for me to pull for a longer periods of time than just a month.
Yes.
But this is gonna be the first time that I'm doing the Wheel of the Year, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I want to do this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Yeah. I actually like that, and I like the fact that you've got to see where you've got your steps to take to reach this. It's giving you more sort of options.
Yeah, and some practicality, like where to even start with.
Yeah.
Because I usually find that's the people often ask me, like how to even get about changing things. So I pull a practical card, and now we have a few steps that we can take.
Yes.
And obviously, if you want to, you can overcomplicate it any way you want. You can pull oracle cards, pull more, like 3 for each of the steps, or play with it any way you want.
Yes. Okay, brilliant. Thank you for that, Orshi. And Sarah, have you got yours? How did you get on with yours?
Yes, I do. It should be on the Facebook group. I should have probably sent it to you, and I apologize, but I'll make sure we get it so we have something that everybody has access to it. You know me and technology. I swear it hates me. But this is what we have.
Mercury is retrograde.
Real simple, because I do mine on index cards. I got this idea from Danny Mystic.
Yeah. Oh,
nice.
He has
in
that
like
box.
a recipe box. It's so easy. I love it. But basically, this is a real simple. I jokingly called it, New Year, New Me, or something like that. And basically, what it is 6 cards. You can either lay them out column, horizontally, vertically, however you want to do it.
Yes.
And then you can add 2 underneath or whatever, however you want to do it. But the first position is like your old energies to leave behind. This is the stuff that, okay, this maybe isn't the greatest part of the old year, so let's kind of take another look at that so we can see what we need to do in order to leave that behind and start the new year on a better front. And then the next one would be your new energies to take forward. Okay, so now that we've kind of shed the old stuff, what can we do to start the new year out on a more positive note? What energies, can we maybe try to bring forward into the new year to kind of leave any bad behind?
Sarah, sorry, Sarah, for cutting in. I've made you big. Patrice is asking, can she see your card again? So could you hold that up?
Yes, absolutely. No, absolutely. See, you have kind of the...
Yes.
Well, let me move my finger down. There we go. Sorry, figuring out directions. Yeah. There we go. But you can see you have kind of a column, just boxes, and then that's my chicken scratch. I do have everything. I typed it out too.
Yes.
So there will be a much better explanation.
Your handwriting is really nice, though.
Perfect.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, have you seen mine?
So the third card is like your words of encouragement. This is like the okay, here's what you need to hear. This is kind of the pat on the back you might need to hear to kind of get you moving if you're having a little bit of trouble. And then the next one is just words of peace, because to me, winter is a time to kind of recuperate and rest. And get through it, and the encouragement and peace together, because I also have seasonal affective disorder, and winter is very hard for me. Right. So I like to have that little bit of hey, it's okay, we're past the hard stuff, we're past the longest day of the year, we're getting there, it's coming, just relax, here's how you get through the rest of winter, kind of thing. And then the last 2 are basically just messages from the old year and the new year, just kind of what things do they have to tell you, especially with the old year, what is the last parting words that it has for you, and then how is the new year kind of welcoming you in. And I did kind of throw some cards real quick to see what I got, and I'm kind of happy with it. So if we have the opportunity, I'll gladly share them. If not, I'm at least gonna take a picture and I'll share it with you guys in the group. Sure. Okay. Sure. All right.
Do it.
For the first one, the old energies to leave behind, I got the Queen of Cups. And I'm using the winter magic, by the way. So
Yeah.
and I take that as like all the emotional turmoil. You know, just that really all that emotional burden, because, you know, one of the things that the Queen of Cups is, you know, she does carry that, you know, she's very good at carrying that emotional burden and helping people around her. And so say, okay, you can set that down for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let that down for a bit and rest, because what are the new energies to take in? Well, you got the Nine of Wands. This is that battle weary. Okay, I can do this. I know I can do this. I've been here before, but God, I'm tired. Can I rest?
Yeah.
Can I rest, please? So you know you can do it, but you know you don't have to always be that, you know, right on defensive. It's okay. You've got this. And then for words of encouragement, I got the Hierophant. So that's kind of awesome, because I thought I've been doing a lot of work on, you know, my tarot is kind of a personal growth plus business type thing. I'm actually working on starting an Etsy shop and a website. I'm working with a friend. I'm working on some of my technological deficiencies. So hopefully should be seeing some very good things in the future. Also, you know, I'm totally accepting the challenge with Richie and Elaine. I am going to get my book going again for this next year.
Yay.
So I take that as an encouragement to, yes, do that. Learn all the things. You've got this.
Yes, you've got this, Sarah. Sarah.
And then for peace, I got the Lovers, which that one made me very happy, because one of the things I've been working on this year is just, you know, just doing that, you know, reconnect with the spouse and, you know, trying to create that nice happy harmony, just doing what I can to, you know, always looking back, you know, how can I be a better partner? How can we keep things rolling in a very supportive, smooth manner? Because I don't care what you say, relationships take work, especially when you've been together. Herb and I have been together for over 20 years. So you have to take that time sometimes to reconnect and figure out, okay, we've grown, we've evolved. How is this new dynamic working? So, which in the message from the old years, well, you guys are building a nice stable house. You got the Four of Cups, you know, the Four of Wands. You're getting there. You're getting there. You got a good solid foundation laid to get a new piece. And then with the new year coming in, I got the Three of Pentacles.
No,
wow.
Teamwork, building it together.
Yeah.
There's a message here for both of you. Wow.
Yeah,
Lovely.
exactly.
Yeah, because I had the Three of Pentacles for what can I celebrate, and the Four of Wands for what I can look forward to in 2023.
That's really cool.
Brilliant.
Yeah, right?
I hope it's for the collective as well. You know, we need that.
Yeah.
Can we have those as well, please?
Yes.
Yeah, my Wheel of the Year spread was very, very good. So I'm like, are you sure you're mine? Like, are you sure you want this? Like, obviously. Oh, nice. People are so nice.
Sarah, I was just thinking, because you were talking about your Etsy shop, and I know that you've started doing readings in a coffee shop and expanding that. And I was just thinking what an incredible year all five of us have had in 2022.
Yes.
We've all kind of got on with things that we've been not necessarily putting off, but the world, the universe perhaps stopped us doing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of writers here. Gerald, I know with you, you know, you had to cancel or put your wedding on hold, and you know, and other things, and it's just incredible that we can be at this point in the year and go, the year was good, bad, however you want to interpret it, but we got on and we actually made a lot of progress, and that's something to be really thankful for.
It is something not to be sniffed at all, to be honest. And we don't often recognize our own successes. We might have looked back on 2022 and said, you know, look at all the bad things that happened. And sometimes those bad things could have been of a type that created such worries that we forget to see, well, actually, look what we have done.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
And I'm really glad to be able to look back, and particularly with our little group here, and say, well, you know what? It actually is nowhere near as bad as what we thought it was. You know?
Yeah.
You know,
honestly, artist pain, that inspires art, right? Tribulation inspires art.
That's it.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
Yeah.
People, I'm going to pop mine up there now, if that's okay with you all.
Are you okay, Orshi? You had a funny look on your face.
I mean, To be honest,
What's worse?
I want to resist this. Oh, it's not as bad as, because this was one of the shittiest year, honestly, top
yeah.
2. But my first card for, from Yule to Imbolc or Imbolc, I don't know how you say that, is exactly the 4 of Cups, which is, please do appreciate the small things you have. Because you're not gonna get anything better if you not start appreciating the small things. So I'm like, don't say that, don't think like that, because yes, there was a lot of good things, like my second nephew was born. That's amazing.
Yes.
A lot of shitty thing happened, but I have to shift my focus, and it's hard. Honestly, it's hard for me. I think I'm wired to be pessimistic and look at things from the shitty side. So it's a work, but at least I recognize my issues.
And
Baby steps.
And also, I have to say, it's almost like you're channeling my father, because my father.
Is that I don't think it's a good thing, or is it? Oh no, you like your
I
father.
don't think it is, but my dad's a wonderful man, and he was very much pessimist. But my sister's very much like my dad.
Yeah, I don't want to be, I don't want to be like this, and I was working very hard to be more optimistic.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt like the universe were like, challenge accepted, and throw a lot of shit on me.
Yeah.
So I think I failed the test to say.
You mean?
I mean, it's important to realize and remember that that's why I have a spiritual practice,
Yes.
so that I can lean on when things are shitty.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot that I think I can use, going forward. So hopefully the universe is not like when it comes to 2023, because please, I need a break.
We all do, I think.
I know.
Actually, I mean, it's interesting you saying this. I've tried to get out of my head the fact that 2023 arrives for us in a few hours' time in the UK, and as you say, it's almost like we're expecting, and the adverts sell it. It's all going to be marvelous, and there's going to be fireworks,
Don't do it.
and we're going to wake up tomorrow, and
It's going to be
the house
Sunday.
will be tidy, and the job will be perfect, and the cats won't have fleas. Do you know what I mean? And of course, the reality is that's not going to be the case. But what we can do is work towards it, and that's one of the reasons why I like following the Wheel of the Year, as you talked about, all the Sabbats, because it teaches us that it's just part of that cycle, and you have to be on that wheel and taking part in it, rather than just expecting 2023 to miraculously sort itself out for itself on its own.
No, that's not how that works. But
hopefully the spreads we're creating.
Yeah, and we're all on that merry-go-round. You can either cling to the outside and hope you're not going to get flung to the winds, or you can sit down in the middle and just, try to keep your center and keep your vibes. Yes, thank you for the reminder, Jackie, and thank you for putting all the spread stuff up there. You are a rock star, girl.
Very good.
Hi, Jonathan.
Right, guys, I'm going to pop my spread up here, because like Orshi, I have mine here on screen, and like Richard, so I'm going to pop this up now. And I got the message to keep mine simple after I'd actually created the spread from my database. This is not.
Look at the simple spread.
So I'm just going to. I keep going to go and move the wheel on the screen, but it's not. It's on the screen next to me. So this is my spread. Okay. Now it does look complicated, but it actually is not as complicated as it looks. We have 3 columns, and that's this column here, 2022, the transition from 2022 into 2023, and then the potential for 2023. So if we were to look at this, yes, we can read it cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and that gives us a sort of chronological order, in which to numerical order, in which to read the spread. We can also note, which really was highlighted to me in this spread, how much, if we look at 1, 3, and 5, so position 1, what has helped me in 22? Position 3, what do I need to take into 2023? And position 5, what are the potential, what has the potential to create success for me in 2023? They're all very supportive of each other, and that was not done intentionally. It's only after I thought, oh my God, these actually support each other amazingly. Then we look at the row beneath, 2, 4, and 6. What has hindered me this year? What do I need to leave behind in 2022? And number 6, what potential hurdles do I need to look out for in 2023? But when I laid my cards out, what surprised me even more was how much the likes of 2, 3, and 5, 2, 3, and 6 sort of gave messages, both positive and negative, in order how to each card supported each other. Again, for 1, 4, and 5. It was absolutely unbelievable. And each position of each card had such an effect on the meaning that it gave it quite a deep meaning. I also drew an oracle card at the end for going forward. And I'll just move that on now so that you can see how the reading actually went. Now, I've written on the back of my printout my actual interpretation of the reading, and I'm going to share that with you just so that I can show you the example as to how this actually worked. So for position 1, and position 1 was, let me just bear with me here, what has helped me in 2022, and I had the High Priestess, and that's all about looking and listening to my intuition, study of topics that I love, self-guided learning, helping and guiding others. My spiritual practices have deepened with a lot more meditation, but I don't just meditate, I love my gardening, and again with that growing foodstuffs and making that part of my daily, weekly, monthly practice. Also woodland walks, beach walks, etc., and just being. And that what I found was for the previous couple of years, after the years of COVID that we'd had, I really found that to be very true of me. It's sort of, you know, also being very open to the spirituality, beliefs, and lives of other people, you know, trying not to be any form of judgmental. I hate judgmentalism. I hope to God nobody feels I'm judgmental, but that is something that I found that, you know, just being open to other people's beliefs and lives, and not having that sort of, oh well, I don't know if it sits well with me or not, you know, pushed that back centuries ago. But then it came to the card number 2, which we have there as the Page of Wands, and card number 2 is what has hindered me that year. And again, this was extremely bang on, because it's the page, it's youth, and it's naivety. That's creativity, but in the way that it hindered me, I am having a sort of a reluctance to actually believe in my own skills and talents and not push myself as much as I should have done. But also when it comes to the youth, worrying far too much about my own kids, having empty nest syndrome, and trying not to interfere as an adult in their lives. So all that really fitted well with what hindered my own growth and what caused me a lot of stress. And again, we can see that when we've got card number 4, I'm skipping there, but with the heartache, because that did create a lot of heartache for me. Also that immaturity of having that concern of what others think of me and my practices and letting it bother me. You know, so that is something else that created a hindrance for me in 2022. But then we moved on to the moon, which is position 3, and what do I need to take into 2023? So you think, well, the moon, and that's, you know, not being afraid to shine my light in the dark. Also holding my cards a bit closer to my chest, and realizing that not everybody has to know absolutely everything. And you know, also looking at the duplicity of the people that are around me, that maybe, you know, had I learnt this a little earlier on and not given people ideas that floated off and did what they wanted to do with my ideas, to play my cards a little bit closer to my chest, just giving me a heads up there. For position 4, what do I need to leave behind in 2022? Again, that comes back to exactly what it says here, both with the Page of Wands and with the card number 6 here, is leaving behind my concerns and worries about what other people say or think, because really it might cause me that little bit of pain, upset for a short while. But why? You know, they're not upset or hurt by what they say or think. Why do I let it upset me? And again, that comes with the Page of Wands, that immaturity. So you can see how those two cards have that effect. For a woman of 56 years of age, I should be past that, you know. So there's that need to leave that behind and move on. So then we had, for Position 5, we have the Knight of Cups there. And that's what has the potential to create success for me in 2023. Well, it's been inspired by my own creativity, dreams that I've had making them a reality, not sitting back on my laurels and thinking, well, this will get itself done in its own time, because my inactivity will create an inactivity in things being wound up and tied up. I need to now use 2023 to bring projects to a close. And Sarah, as you rightly mentioned, bring this project to a close, because this project has been going on for, I'd say, about 7 years now, and that does need bringing to a close and something doing with it, but also having faith in my project and having faith in my own abilities, and not to procrastinate, because that's something that I tend to do. And bringing us to card number 6, which was what potential hurdles do I need to look out for in 2023, with it being the 5 of Swords. I need to make sure there's a lot of transparency in everything I do, that there's not a lot of, anything that people can sort of get their words mixed up. We don't want arguments. We want clear communication, transparency and understanding, and also making sure that there's no green-eyed monsters there going back to the moon, going back to the heartache, that there's not people there that's going to be able to pull the wool over my eyes and run off with what I plan to do. So rounding it all up, I brought out the Wandwood Oracle deck, which is this one here, which is an absolutely lovely, lovely oracle deck. And I'm more of a tarot person, but this oracle deck sort of brought it all home to me when I drew a card, and the card was simplicity. So really, it's keeping everything simple, not complicating things for myself, not overthinking things, not over worrying, and just keeping things simple and go with the flow. And I think if I can stick to that, 2023 has the potential to be a pretty good year. So that was my spread, and there you go. I'll pop that there, and I will actually try to put a link to this, and there might be a link to this into the Tried Spread Revisited if anybody wants to look at that too. So that was mine, folks, and I should have taken a note. Oh, my mouse has disappeared. I want to get that screen off there, and I should have taken a note from the end of my message. Keep it simple, Elaine.
I have a question.
Yes.
How did you pull your cards?
What I do with my cards, it depends, because it was a reading for myself. I shuffle my cards, and I literally say to my deck, right, I'm shuffling this, and I had already my spread set out. I know it sounds daft. I speak to my deck. It's a 6-card spread. I'm drawing 6 from the top for the year ahead. Shuffle, 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 take 6 from the top. And those 6 were for me. And then if I need more clarifiers, I literally pull them down from the top down, because that deck has been shuffled for that particular spread. Sure. Sometimes I'm doing my big spreads, I will fan my cards out, and I will literally hover over and pick cards that I'm drawn to. It all depends on the spread, the question, and who I'm reading for.
Yeah, I like your spread, because one of the things that I would do is for cards 1, 3, and 5, the top row, I would pick them from the top of the deck, and 2,
4, and 6.
4 and 6, I would pull from the bottom, because for me, it's something that when it's oftentimes hidden or it's not seen, that's when I will, and I do that all the time, very naturally when I'm doing readings. Yeah, so
that's a very good idea. And the one time that I make use of the bottom of a deck, I have a particular, it wouldn't be a spread. Say now I'm looking for a yes/no answer, and I shuffle my deck. I split it into 3 piles. And if I'm looking for a yes, I've got to have, I pull 7 cards from each pile. If I get to an ace, I stop. I don't go past an ace. Aces represent yeses. So it's maybe, most likely, definitely, if you've got the 3. And then if I need to ask, why did I get a maybe, then I look at the underneath of say, if I only get one card, and I look at the underneath of each pile to answer, why is it only a maybe? What do I need to do? Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's that. It's a
Hi,
little bit,
Tony.
you know. Oh,
And
so,
Tony. I mean, am I the only one who works with jumpers then?
No, I do too, on occasion. I do too, but it depends on what I feel like doing. Either I'll take it from the top or I'll fan it out. It depends on the deck, it depends on the spread. And Lainey, you're not alone. I talk to my decks too. I personify the darn things. Sometimes some of them even have names, so you're not alone. But no, it depends on the spread, and it depends on how I'm feeling. If I just don't have a whole lot of energy,
yeah.
I will just do shuffle, 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 grab the first one from the top and flop it down and just kind of look at it for a minute and, okay, what have you got for me? Okay. And I may not even write it down if I'm having a real low energy day. I might just, look at it, and I might pick it from one of my simpler decks, like, affirmators.
Yes.
Or something that's just real simple, just, okay, here's a bright little pop of color and a simple message. I'm done.
Mhm.
It just depends.
Yeah.
Hi, Tony.
I sometimes take jumpers.
I'm replying to that. Sorry. Oh,
I was going to say, I sometimes take jumpers. It depends on how I feel about the jumpers. Is it me just being really cack-handed when I come to shuffle, or is this card jumping out with a purpose?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm like that too. If I don't pay attention to shuffling and the card comes out, I look at it, but I usually just put it back because I wasn't focusing on the question when I was shuffling. But I usually shuffle, and if the deck doesn't want to speak, I always take notice if cards are immediately flying, like, here's the answer, or it's like, no, they're not saying anything. And sometimes if, I just shuffle, nothing comes out, I shuffle it 7 times more, and then I, cut it and pull the cards. But
I would believe I shuffled 7 times. That's my
seven is a magical number, so,
Yeah. Again, it depends. If I see them just literally come flying, like literally the deck just goes everywhere, I go, oh, okay, we're not doing this right now.
Yeah, sometimes it's too much. Like, I'm not taking 40. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, now tell me when I had a question on the
sorry, hang on. Where'd I
on the brain fart.
go?
I had a question for you all.
Darkness, my old friend.
Oh, do any of you, when you're
I do take jumpers, or she like Richie.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I find that when I'm pulling a spread, pulling out cards myself, and I'm working from the top, sometimes if I feel that I need a bit more clarification, rather than drawing the card from the next one, if I'm working top to bottom of the deck, then I just fan it out and pick out a clarifier that way, because I just feel sometimes, is that next card actually a clarifier, or is it just not the right card in the right place at the right time? I tend to do what I'm drawn to at that point. So, any more on your spreads?
I mean, I will post mine probably on Instagram. So if anybody wants the spread or, is interested, I probably gonna.
Do you want me to put that on Tried Spread Revisited, or she?
I forgot. I keep forgetting to check Facebook, so I can't promise. I will try, but I hate Facebook. So.
Up there? I can.
If you could do it.
Yeah, I can do that.
That would be. I mean, if anybody cares, I mean, it's a very simple spread. So I'm not
It's
sure.
really nice to see other people in chat or put photos up of their spreads as well, whichever ones they choose to do. I really like seeing how people have used it and interpreted it as well. So
yeah, definitely.
I agree.
Yeah. Do any of you use with this is completely a question that's not really to do with our spreads from here. But do any of you use any other forms of divination to support your spread? For example, I like to cast charms. I like to cast dice. I like to use my divination rods or my pendulum. So. Or dominoes even. Do any of you use things and Rory story cubes, all that sort of thing to use for divinatory purposes to clarify messages or to add any more to readings?
Not
yeah.
yet.
Ooh.
Not yet. But, I have plans to learn more systems.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Not
I hope-
regularly.
No.
No.
Right. No. I must admit, charm casting is something that I really love. And I just find it's amazing how when you take on these things that you find that they can support your reading. Even if we look at the spread tonight, how each card either side, up above or below, they all supported the message that each card had. You could take it back and weave, your message through each of the 6 cards, whether you read them vertically, horizontally, or diagonally. And when I throw charms and it supports that, it makes divination for me even more magical.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens to me with oracle cards.
Yes.
Usually I try to, really go deep and get the message and blah, blah, blah. And then I pull an oracle and I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm being very careful this year on when to use tarot and when to use Lenormand cards.
Mm.
It's very easy to reach for tarot deck and do a lovely reading and go peel all the layers off and spend time writing and journaling about it.
Yeah.
But there are times when I want to use my Lenormand deck and I have to be listening to that and knowing what the answer is going to be, end of, full stop, period, that's it. So that's one of the things I'm going to be very careful of in the new year, isn't just not to always reach for an oracle or a tarot deck when there is a lovely Lenormand deck available to be reading with.
Yeah.
I must admit, I wish I had taken up and stuck with Lenormand. Richard, if you remember when we were all sort of first got to know each other, which we're talking a couple of years now, aren't we? Really? We were actually
we are.
so
And we're
long.
looking younger, can I just say, than that?
Oh, absolutely. You're all looking younger. None of us are getting older, for goodness sake. We're all beautiful. But I wish I had stuck with Lenormand, because that is something I out of all my divinatory practices, Lenormand is something that I really struggle with. And predominantly I find it's because things that I find positive, I love field mice. I love rodents. I don't mind rodents and reptiles at all. And to know that the mice are not great to get in a Lenormand reading, I just can't get my head around it,
It's okay, because mice have the cutest little faces.
Oh,
They
they
really
do.
do.
I used to keep them. So yeah, I understand. But I mean, my problem with, I struggle with Lenormand as well, but for me, it's just, there's so many meanings for one card, and I can, and when I pull a few cards, most of the time I can't figure out what meaning am I supposed to get, because it's not using your intuition, it's not looking at the artwork, it's rules that, but I'm not able to follow. So
yes,
Yeah.
I
So
haven't
it's
figured
a
out.
very difficult rule. Have any of you tried the sign cards?
No.
Not yet.
I
yet.
actually quite like them.
The what cards?
A sign
sign.
card, PSYCH.
Mm.
Is it PSY sign?
Okay.
No, I don't have it here. Somewhere I have it here.
I
It's
don't
like
know
a tarot, but it's not a tarot. So
It's not a combination of tarot and Lenormand. It's like a mutation of the two.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gifted a deck of that last year, so I want to look into that because it seems interesting.
I've just got a little visitor trying like hell to get into here. Come on, Sam. Oh.
Yeah, I will have to go and check my cat at some point because fireworks has started because it's 7 p.m. So obviously.
Yes.
So do we have a Sal or a Sam?
This is Sammy. Sal is a lot tubbier than Sam. She's right for. Here's my ring. There you go. So this is my boy. But yes, I find that side cards I can get on with better than the Lenormand. Yeah.
I've never actually tried. I have a little Lenormand deck I want to get my hands on eventually if I can. And once I do, I'll probably try to get into that system. What I do right now, like other than tarot and oracle, when I do my ancestor readings in Samhain, I like to use Ogham and runes.
Yes.
And since I got Christian Pantel's Star Rune Oracle, what I do is I'll pull the rune, and then I'll pull out the cards for that rune. I'll shuffle them, and I'll pull one of them, and I'll be like, okay, so that's the main focus of that rune that we're focusing on. That's the main reason we're kind of honing in on for that rune, and I kind of add that to my ancestor readings.
I've just seen here with Jonathan stating that he loves to layer his tarot with matching oracle, and he has Ogham rune, the Futhark rune for witch and dark light, and starting to go with charms dice and kipper systems. Jonathan, when you are familiar with the kipper systems, I would love to ask you to come and have a chat on my channel about it, because that's another system that I know absolutely nothing about, and so to have you chatting about it would be wonderful. So if you want to message me, Jonathan, please do.
Can I ask what are dark light runes, because I haven't even heard about them?
That is the a system that Jonathan has created that he's working on making available in 2023.
Awesome.
So
sounds interesting.
So it's they're runes. They're things that you toss on top of a reading to add an extra layer.
Oh, neat. I like that.
So would that be something?
Did I sum that up okay, Jonathan?
Would that be something similar then, Gerald, to throwing charms, casting charms on top of a tarot deck?
Well, it could be. It just adds a layer, because on those on the dark light, the meaning is based upon what it is that is showing up and what has landed on the cards. So, but they're specific meanings which he has created. So it's a lovely little system.
Cool.
That sounds
Can't wait to hear about it, because I like the name already. So
yes, absolutely. Oh, that's brilliant. Folks, we are nearly on here for 1 hour. I know it's New Year's Eve, and I know we have activities ourselves this evening. You're heading out tonight, Richie. Enjoy your night. Have a fantastic evening. What about you, Gerald? Are you heading out?
I just have got I have a Zoom meeting later today, but I'm doing some things where I'm actually getting all of the trash and stuff that I don't want in my house out of the house. So with the new year, I have room for all of the goodness that is coming.
Oh, nice.
I like that.
When it strikes 12 tonight, open your back door to let your new year out. Open the front door to let in. But blow out the negativity and blow out dishonesty. Blow out anything negative. Stand outside your front door and blow in positivity, truth, and light.
You got it.
Yeah.
You off anywhere tonight?
Who?
Both of you, either of you?
Because I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to finish edging my deck because I'm working. I chopped off the, what is it called? The
borders?
The borders?
No, not the, I meant the deck. So yeah, I was chopping off the borders of the Super Skull Tarot.
Okay.
So I'm finishing that, and then I'm going to drink probably, because why not? And then wait until people go home and then go to sleep. So I don't care for New Year's, to be honest, that much.
What are you doing, Sarah?
Well, it kind of depends on how I'm feeling and how I'm energetically feeling, because it has been a very, very busy week. So either I'm going to go do a very lighthearted, play a brief card game with friends and come home, or I'm going to do, all right, bad energies, GTFO. We ain't got time for you. So New Year, time for the new year, and then hermit up with my cat and my husband and some units. So we'll see how it goes.
We're heading down to our local. It's called the Gallery here in Arklow, and it's a lovely pub. And Tony and Deco Hughes, who are two brothers, are singing there tonight. And I have to say, they're absolutely brilliant, the Irish ballads. So I'm actually really looking forward to getting down there this evening, having a few scoops and listening to some good music. So, people, thank you ever so much for joining me on here tonight. And just to let you all know, this is the first official live here on Tarot, Tatts and Tea. And I just want to thank you all.
Thank you for having us, Elaine. This was so much fun. I love hanging out with you guys.
I love hanging out with you.
It's great.
Brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So I wish you all the best for 2023, and we will definitely catch up soon. Everybody that's joined us here tonight, thank you so, so much. We couldn't do it really if you didn't support us, and we really are appreciative of it. Have a happy new year, everybody. I'll be ending the broadcast shortly, so take care. Good night. God bless.
Bye.
See you soon.
You
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.